guys, it's your boy Ryan VGC here, and welcome to the first episode of Walking Dead Wednesdays. And today we are here to discuss the who I think, and we're going to have a chit chat on who has been the worst villain, like who's been the baddest and meanest villain in The Walking Dead so far. So, we'll start off by talking about from the beginning of The Walking Dead throughout the full show of villains, and then at the end I'll give my say on who I think the baddest villain is. This will contain spoilers, as you've seen in the previous text, so this is your final warning. If you were planning to watch The Walking Dead, or if you haven't seen any of the seasons yet, or if you haven't fully caught up with it yet, click off this video now, because I don't want to spoil anything. I just want to keep it simple. I want to make sure that yous are having the full experience of The Walking Dead. And I should really be wearing one of my Walking Dead tops, but none of them were clean, so this is why I'm wearing this one. But we'll have the good old poster in the background to keep us company along with this journey. So, we'll start off with the first villain. And he was introduced in season 1. And you can say he wasn't a villain, but overall he was actually a villain. And that was Shane. Rick Grimes' best friend was Shane in The Walking Dead, but Shane turned against him and eventually led to Shane's death. And this, like him being a villain, it wasn't that much of him being a villain, it was just him basically screwing around with Rick, screwing around with Rick's family, saying that Rick had died, obviously all that crap, and then eventually Rick got sick of it and just killed Shane. This wasn't the worst. I don't think this was the worst death that could have happened, but and it wasn't really much of a villain. But then we'll go to the, I'm trying to put these in order. We'll go to the governor. Let's go straight up to the governor. And the governor was one of the show's worst, meanest villains so far, up to season 5, I think it was, when he eventually got killed. But the governor killed a lot of his own people in the end. He killed Herschel with Michonne's sword. And this death I really wasn't happy about, because Herschel was one of the nicest characters. I know he may not have lasted long, but I think it was too soon to kill him off. And with his death, it just led to consequences. And the governor ended up dying straight after it. So I think it was a bit of a pointless move. I would have much rather seen maybe a character not an important character, but in a character that still played a part. I would have liked to see Herschel survive. So the governor was one of the was one of the worst villains going. But this leads up to Gareth at Terminus after they lose the prison. What happens basically? They get to Terminus. Gareth decides he wants to capture them and try and eat them, which is just wrong. His villain wasn't the greatest. I didn't really like the storyline. There was a lot of action, and that was pretty decent. But overall, Gareth was just not a character I enjoyed watching. The wolves, these actually I enjoyed watching. The wolves with the W's on the foreheads. Them and the villains on them were pretty. Them brought some character towards the Walking Dead, and basically brought more out of Rick in the end. But apart from that, the wolves probably would get a 7 out of 10. And this leads up, I think, to the final villain in The Walking Dead, and that is Negan. And Negan in The Walking Dead is the current villain in The Walking Dead. And he's a villain that was his villain I'm saying straight away, he's been the best villain so far on The Walking Dead. His character brings so much to the show, and without him I think the show will be dead and the show will be over. I know he did kill off the likes of Abraham, Glenn, Spencer and all that. I can't remember who else he killed off, but I know them are the three main characters, and them deaths I didn't like either. But I'm saying now, Negan is definitely the best villain so far in The Walking Dead, and I can't really talk about the episode that's just been on because my brother's just decided to walk in the room, and he hasn't seen it yet, so I can't talk about that unless he goes. So I can't really talk about what's just happened in The Walking Dead and what's just happened with Negan's character, but I will in the next episode, and I'll make sure I use a walk in so I can actually talk about it in full detail. But yeah, Negan's character basically is the question. The question is he alive or is he dead? After the episode that's just been, that is the biggest question so far. That is the biggest question we all are wondering. Has this certain character killed Negan? That is the biggest question. Leave your answer in the comment section below. Without further ado, guys, that has been your boy. It's been your boy Ryan VGC. I hope you did enjoy this Walking Dead episode. It's Walking Dead Wednesday. Next week we probably will talk about the biggest death scene in The Walking Dead, or maybe I'm not going to stop playing any of the games just yet. But I like these. I like just sitting down and talking about The Walking Dead. What do you guys think is going to happen in the for the rest of season 8? That's been it. Thank you so much for watching. There is going to be another video tomorrow, and it's Throwback Thursday. No video Friday, and then I'll see what the weekend brings. But that has been it. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Without further ado, I will catch you guys later. Peace out.